Hello, I'm Nicole.
And I am Taylor, and this is the Glitter and Cat Litter podcast. I don't know why I did thumbs up, but that's where we're going with this. All right. Having a rough one here. I read a thread the other day that said 1% of podcasts don't make it beyond 21 episodes. Or you're in the top 1% of podcasts once you get to the 21st episode and beyond. So here's me saying that I guess technically speaking, we're a successful podcast now.
We made it.
We made it. If you haven't already, please like, subscribe, leave a review if you like us. I guess also if you don't like this, you could leave a review, but I would prefer that you don't. You could email us if you don't like it, maybe. I don't know. Something
constructive criticism.
Yeah, something a little more gentle than
now
like
that we are successful.
Yeah, jeez. For the audio listeners, I just hair flipped. If you would like episodes early, or you would like to see the exclusive content that we also do, you could get a membership on glitterandcatlitter.com or the YouTube channel and enjoy.
Glitter and Cat Litter.
Glitter and Cat Litter.
You have a love-hate relationship with sweatpants.
Yes, I do.
But you're in them, and I think you look cute. You look cozy. It makes me want to hug you.
I like them when they fit.
Okay, that's fair. You don't like saggy butts.
No, on all accounts, I don't like saggy butts.
I think that's fair. But yeah, that is a hard thing with sweatpants. I don't like that either, but it happens.
I also think that my legs were always super big. So I never had, okay, not super big, but they're always bigger. So I could never buy a pair of pants that fit me in a way that didn't look like my hips were giant.
That's fair.
And now they're just kind of they're just pants.
But now you're smaller and your butt's smaller. So if you had a saggy butt, it would be like a real saggy butt because your butt wouldn't take up the space. I know this because I have a small butt and it's just hangs. Not my butt. The sweatpants. Let me clarify.
I'm just letting you go through that one. Letting you figure that out.
That. Yeah. I like when you just let me ramble and then it's just a wild time.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
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 Okay.
But you successfully found sweatpants.
Yes. My butt is not saggy.
Congratulations.
Well, at least I'm pretty sure it's not saggy in the pants.
Stand up and
no, we're not doing that here. That's member exclusive. That's not.
Oh man.
No, I'm not. Yes. These. I haven't had any pants since I've lost weight that no, let me rephrase that. I haven't had any workout or any type of pant. Well, I've never owned a workout pant, but I've never had a exercise sweat athleisure pant that I like the fit of since I'm smaller. And it's been very weird because a lot of people suggest all the big brands. And I tried those on and I was like, yo, my butt is the whole back of the pants. It's there's extra
2 feet long.
Well, there's extra fabric from the waistband, and then it finally catches at your calf.
What?
Yeah, all your whole upper leg, it has that much extra material. So when you put it on, it's just loose material for that whole part, and you're kind of who made this decision?
Wait, this is a great opportunity for me to tell my butt story at the Playboy Mansion. Okay, so if you didn't know this, I've been to the Playboy Mansion twice. Twice? Yes, twice. One time to perform a live performance and another time to film a music video.
You should clarify how clothed you were on all of the occasions.
I was fully clothed.
There it is.
In all the occasions. The first trip there, I was 17 years old.
I don't know that you should be sharing that with the world.
Why?
I just feel like that's illegal.
Well, it's very far away now.
I
I'm
guess.
31 now.
It's not for you, for them.
Oh, well, okay. Yeah, that's fair. Okay. That's going to be in the podcast still though. But I was very young. But the funniest part was that I was there with my brother Derek, and we each had a pole because the floor wasn't good enough to skate on. So they put the two skaters, me and my brother, up on poles, and we just had to skate around the pole, and it was so fun. It was like playtime. I don't think there was anything
Okay, what does this have to do with your
sexy
butt?
about it. Okay, no, that was just a side note. The butt story is that I was there for the second time at an older age to film a Maroon 5 music video that actually never came out. But I was there with my friends, and this Playboy bunny, a girl that was actually like involved in Playboy, she bent over because she was like fixing her makeup. And my friend that was sitting next to me, we were sitting on a couch behind this girl, so we just had a full view of her butt. And my friend is like examining the girl's butt, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, I get it now." And I was like, "What do you get?" And she's like, "Well, when you bend over, like when you're doing stuff, your butt just like goes into your legs." And I thought that was a you thing. But apparently that's just a thing for people with small butts, because her butt's doing it too. And I was like, what? I was like, what do you mean? Like she's like, your butt doesn't like stick out. It like goes into your legs. And I'm like, yeah, that's what butts do. But like, I was so confused. And her mind was blown because she was like, I thought that was just you. And I'm like, no. But to clarify, my friend has a larger butt. So she was like very confused because it was not like her own. Anyway, that's my butt story at the Playboy Mansion.
Welcome to our 21st episode where we talk about butts.
I think it's a good subject. Anyway, we are going to talk about success because apparently now that we have a 21st episode.
Yes, let me find the thread.
I did find it. We talked about this on episode 20.
Was it last episode?
About how you have to record 21 podcasts or put out 21 podcasts. We've recorded much more than that, a few that we did not use, in order to be, we thought it was a successful podcast.
Yes, I misquoted. It was to be a top 1% podcaster, you have to upload 21 podcasts. 90% don't go past 1. 9% don't go past 20. 1% go past 21.
Really?
I don't know how accurate that is. That feels suspect because it hasn't been that hard to go past 21. Well, maybe. We don't know about next week.
We'll see if there's a 22.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. But
there will be.
But yes. So I saw that and I thought that was very interesting. And I liked the narrative better of being a successful podcast was you have to have 21.
Yeah.
So you're not successful. We can't look at you until you have a 21st podcast.
Can't look at you.
Ugh, how dare you?
But then that got me thinking, like, what does success mean? Like, what is success to you? And I want to ask you that question. What does success mean to you?
I just like my voice. I don't know. I just froze.
You froze
a little.
Okay, I'll tell you.
Yeah,
what success
I was
means.
like Windows 95 over here.
Yes. That happens sometimes.
It's like dial-up internet. Insert dial-up sound.
Also, people don't know what that sound is.
If you don't know what dial-up internet sound is, you didn't live through the worst part of the internet. So consider yourself lucky. If you do know what dial-up sound is, you lived through the worst part of the internet. Consider yourself unlucky.
You may have
if someone picks up the phone, your internet's gone. Or the opposite. I don't remember.
You may have thought that your computer was going to blow up in the year 2000 like I did.
Yeah, maybe if you're an idiot.
No, I wasn't alone in that. Please tell me I'm not alone in that.
No, it was the whole thing.
Anyway, success to me. There are so many different ways that I like can quantify. Is that the right word? Success. But like the course launching, let me use that as an example because that's like the most recent one in my life. To me, success is doing something, even if you were not getting any recognition or any payment or anything for it, doing it anyway. And like doing it for you and being happy with your thing that you're creating. Like to me, obviously, I need to sell products in order to live. But success was reaching our goal of like paying back whatever we had spent to create the course, and also just the genuine fulfillment that I got from creating it and putting it out into the world. That was success for me. So anything on top of that, obviously I want to sell a lot because I would love to make more money, but the real success is in actually getting it out there, even if I get nothing else in return. And then on top of it, to have people actually learning. Like I talked about this in the blog that I just recorded. I don't know if you were listening,
I was
but
not listening.
it's like astonishing to me, and it sounds so silly, but like I went skating with a few people the other day, and they were talking about what they've been practicing based on the blog. And for a moment I was like, oh my gosh, like people actually read the blog and people actually pay attention to what I'm suggesting. And of course, like I know that, but it was them talking about it in reality that I was like, oh my gosh, like what I'm doing, people are actually paying attention to, which is such a big deal. Like I put out so much stuff and so much content, and everything is super important to me that I put out. But then to actually hear like feedback of people actually paying attention to what I'm putting out and understanding the reasoning behind it, that was like, wow, I actually like feel accomplishment and like feel successful in that.
Well, I feel like you've noticed that more with this platform, because this platform is the one that like people can respond to things that we've talked about.
Yeah.
And then they're like, and you're like, oh, you listened. Oh, that's,
yeah, I'm always
that's
shocked.
like 40 minutes in. Oh, you've heard it. Okay. Whoa. You know, but what was I going to say? Oh, what was I going to say? Shoot. It was about,
I was thinking about that in terms of you with like music and videos and things that you create, that like I wonder what makes a song successful to you? What makes something that you create a
million
success?
views.
$1 million. $1 million.
So I'm massively unsuccessful.
You're massively unsuccessful.
As far as music and everything is
just
concerned.
failing.
It's just absolute trash. No, well, what I was going to say for your stuff is like, I feel like, no, I've been telling you the whole time you're doing all of it that you need to pay more attention to it, like everything. Because you said that like you just have so much and you're doing so much that you forget that people care. And I'm like, that's literally, if it's the only reason and that's your marker of success, then why are you doing a million things if your marker for success is making sure that people care and they learn and they are enjoying it, you're spreading that.
Right.
Then why are you sprinting to making it more confusing?
Right.
And making it more difficult for yourself and making your life harder when you
mean,
have all the tools and you've already built a lot of the tools to make it easier for you and everyone to understand what's going on.
what were we talking about yesterday in that realm? We were talking about something that I was like, I feel like it was about the course. I feel like I always have to do more and like create more instead of taking the time to really help people understand what I've already created.
I think your words were, I'm already on to making new courses. And I said, absolutely not. I said, not a chance in the world.
Because my brain wants to do the easy thing. Not that that is easy. There's a lot that goes into it.
You want to do the busy work because it requires all of your effort, and then you have an excuse of why you didn't do the thing that's actually more important.
Yeah, exactly. And that can be shown in so many different ways in life that like I avoid certain things and I'd rather do the busy work.
You're going to continue being vague about it, or are you going to talk about it?
No, I don't know an example that I'm even thinking of. Just like cleaning the house.
You're just going to toss out like, oh, in all these ways in my life that this is shown, but I'm not going to tell you a single one of them.
Okay, let me think. Like I'd rather go to the grocery store and take time like doing that busy work rather than working.
I was going to say, I feel like a lot of people would rather do that, but I know a lot of people that don't want to go to the grocery store ever.
Yeah. I don't know. What's normal? What do most...
What do you mean what's normal?
Like, we had a lot of conversation yesterday. We were talking about Instacart, how I used to use Instacart.
Was that yesterday?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yesterday was a long day.
Wow, that was a long time ago.
To get
a lot of hours ago.
To get my groceries sent to the house. And then I realized that I actually get more joy out of going to the grocery store and shopping myself. And it's worth the time and energy that it takes because I actually find enjoyment in that.
Oh, yeah. We were talking about value of like how Amazon is expensive for some things. And then like Target and other stuff is more expensive. It just trades off.
Yeah. But like I'd much rather go to Target and shop.
Or just like pick up your order.
Some days, yes. But like yesterday I had an order for pickup for drive up and I went in to go get other stuff.
Did you get the order for drive up inside or do you have to go wait outside?
No, I used to do that. I didn't know that you can like change it for pickup inside. So you
just like from the app.
Yeah, you just show them the code. You go up.
You say, hey, don't take this outside. I'm right here.
Yeah. I'm right here.
I guess that works.
But like, I actually enjoy that stuff. There are so many things. Like, can I talk about my Uggs that I have on my feet? I'm talking about this. Yeah. I'm talking about this.
Oh, is that why you're so tall?
I'm sitting.
I don't know.
These.
Oh, did you know it had a sugar sole?
Yeah. I don't know
what does that
means.
mean?
I don't know. It's sweet.
Have you tasted it?
No.
They haven't gone outside yet.
It's true, but no.
The floors are pretty dirty, huh?
No, I just cleaned them.
Yeah, but the cats are dirty.
Sure. Yeah. Also my wheels. Did I skate in here?
No.
Yes, I did. While I was cleaning. No, I swept after, or I mopped after. Anyway, my Uggs. Uggs are expensive. I think that they're pretty expensive.
For a slipper, yeah. That's a pretty...
This is like a boot.
I mean, you're like barking up the tree of like designer slides with the prices.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair.
Maybe not quite, but like you're getting in the ballpark.
They're pretty expensive. And my mom, I'm sure, is going to listen to this podcast. Mom, I bought Uggs. Real ones, not Fugs. And I was like iffy on if I was going to spend the money on Uggs. I wanted these so badly. And I didn't realize how much I wanted them until I couldn't get them. Because I tried to get them online, tried to get them in store. Nobody had them in stock. And I wanted the chestnut color in a size 5. And I went into the store to try something else on that I had already bought on sale and to make sure I got the right size. And I think I just like mentioned in passing that I was looking for these boots, but I couldn't find them anywhere. And the girl was like, oh, since I just got the size 5 of the other ones, I think I saw, because I was in that right section, I think I saw the chestnut boots you're talking about in a size 5. And I was like, oh my gosh, can you please check? And so she went back and checked, and sure enough, it was the last pair. And I was like, oh, I have to get them. Like, that's just serendipity. Like, I have to get them. And I was still a little on the fence because I am like pretty frugal. Pretty cheap.
Oh, except the purchase that you made literally like an hour before was not.
I was on a wild ride
you were,
that day.
She surprised me.
Yeah, I was pulling a Taylor. I was spending money on things I wanted.
That's true.
Instead of just not.
Yeah, that's very true.
And not getting the thing I wanted. Yeah. So I go up to the cash register and I realized in that moment, I was like, this is such a big moment. Yes, this is a pair of shoes. But for the first time in my life, I am getting Uggs. Because when I was younger and Uggs were super, super popular, I had to get Fugs. I had to get fake Uggs from Costco. And they are not the same. They look similar, but they are not the same. Let me tell you, after wearing these, they are not the same. And my mom, rightfully so, I completely agree. She was like, no, I'm not buying you Uggs. I'm not spending that money on those. You're going to get Fugs. So for Christmas, whatever year that was, I got Fugs and I was very excited about it. And I wore them for a very long time. But now I officially have Uggs.
That is one of the very few purchases that the tag, like they don't have their prices out on any of the items. Maybe it's on the bottom of the shoe or something, but I didn't like, it was in the box. So like it didn't have the tag on it. And it's one of the few items that like I see the price come up. I'm like, surely this is multiple shoes. And I was like, oh no, that's what, geez. It's $180 for anybody that doesn't know.
And the boots
I think
that
it was
bought,
I think that was after tax. So they're probably what, like 159?
I think it was like 150, 160.
Okay. And I just like, I saw that and I was like, good Lord. Okay. But I did make the joke and I heard you walked in and I'm just in the UGG store. I didn't know they had men's stuff. I guess I knew that, but I don't want UGGs anyway. But like she was like complaining about the system or whatever, while you were looking for the shoes. And I was just like overhearing her conversation. And she just
like
kind of
their ringing up system?
Yeah, I don't know. She was just like not having a good day. It always seemed, or moment. And I was like, very different energy from going into like whatever other store we were just in. And I was like, okay, that's fine. But I was like, oh, if she helps us, which she did. And I was like, I'm going to try and make like a joke or something stupid that maybe she'll laugh about or something. And you were talking about your fugs. And then I went, wait, so you're no longer fugly while we were ringing up? and I think the cashier was just unsure how to handle that.
Yeah, she was.
She was kind of like I saw the glimmer.
She laughed.
Well, she kind of did the uncomfortable laugh. She didn't quite do the like, this is actually funny, because she thought that maybe I've called you actually fugly. I saw the whole thing happen on her face. She kind of went like, oh wait, is this a pain point or is this funny?
Yeah, so I thought she laughed and then was like, oh, that's like inappropriate for me to laugh at. Like that was kind of mean.
It was kind of that, but it was also kind of like I saw her like, oh, I don't know if that was, I saw like all that happen.
I hope my reaction cleared that up for her. Because I
think it did, but I think she was too late. She was already too far in her head to come back from it.
I think we helped her day.
I thought that was kind of funny. I don't know. It was a dumb joke, but I felt good about the dumb joke.
I just can't believe like there's so many little purchases in life that like I avoid making. Oh, not little. There are a lot of purchases that I avoid.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's a little purchase you don't buy?
I don't know. Like when you like, I hate finishing nail polish or like chapstick or makeup in general. I hate finishing it because I know I have to buy it.
Makeup's not a cheap one.
It's not. It's like, I mean, I've graduated to like medium priced makeup.
Middle shelf.
Yeah.
Not quite to top shelf.
Not top. That gets really pricey. But I splurge on a few things with my makeup. But like setting spray, Charlotte Tilbury, the under eye stuff. Charlotte Tilbury in general, that's my splurge because it's really good. And that's not even like super expensive. But I hate finishing it because I get a sense of accomplishment, success that I like actually stuck with a product. But then I know I have to buy more. And I'm like, I don't want to spend that money.
I can't help you with that.
Yeah. But I told you when we were walking through the mall, I was like, I feel really good about these purchases, which was shocking because it was a lot especially for me. But I felt good. Like there was no buyer's remorse in those big purchases.
I like that.
Yeah. I rarely get that feeling.
Do you usually have buyer's remorse?
Uh-huh.
I got this hoodie half off. It wasn't supposed to be. That was cool.
That was really cool.
Yeah, that was nice. That was a bummer. Madewell said like everything half off. Or maybe it didn't say everything. I think it said like almost everything or everything. I don't know. Regardless, nothing was tagged as half off, but it was just like, just go in, everything's half off.
Yeah.
And so like I went to buy this hoodie because I really like these hoodies. And she was like, okay, it's like $90. And I was like, oh, it's not on sale? And she goes, no. And I'm like, well, I think I have like a $10 coupon thing. And she just like looks up and goes like, I'll just honor it. I was like, oh, okay. I'll save my $10.
That was really nice.
So she honored it. Got a cheap hoodie.
That was the last store we went to, right?
I think so.
And we were so happy that she was so nice. We're like, we ended that on such a good note.
Yeah, go home.
That was a very different. Do you remember the time that, I don't know if we've talked about this on here, where
probably not.
Our friend's friend saw us at the mall and thought we were fighting?
Oh, we've definitely talked about that.
Okay. That was a very different experience. We had a very good shopping experience. And I don't think we looked mad at each other
That
at any
fighting was not a shopping experience. That fighting was we needed to have dinner during our shopping experience.
That's not a good time when you're hangry shopping.
It's a bad time. You got to eat before, during, and after.
Yeah. We did have a snack.
Did we?
Yeah. When we were crossing the bridge at South Coast.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
we went out to dinner and drinks with Natalie last night, and we were fighting about something. We were competitive about something. I was like, I really don't remember what we were talking about, but we were talking about something that you and I were like, no, like I did this better, and you were like, no, I did this. And Natalie was just sitting there like watching us go back and forth, and she's like, I really love when you guys are competitive like this. And it was like such a funny moment of someone who like knows us pretty well but had never, I don't think she's ever seen us like talk like that, but I feel like that's how we talk on the podcast.
What were we being competitive about?
I don't know.
I feel like I'm never competitive about stuff.
Taylor,
nobody's gonna back me up here.
No, because
I know we're actually alone. You can't speak. Sorry, guys.
You're not competitive in nature, but you are competitive with me.
About what though?
About being right.
About what? Like what?
Everything. You're right about everything.
Well, there's a lot of the time where I'm actually right.
No, there's a lot of time. Okay, yes, I can't say no. Yes, true. You know how they say like, oh, happy wife, happy life, or oh, the wife is always right.
Happy Taylor, happy life.
Yeah, it's a complete opposite for us. I'm always happy, like in general. I'm pretty happy just in life. Also, you do make me happy, but you also make me very angry. Because
most of the time it's with the truth.
He's correct. Most of the time I like to live in like a dream world sometimes where I'm like, no, it's this way. And he's like, no, that's absolutely not how that goes. Like, for example, yesterday I had a headache and you were like, you should be on like your 4th water bottle right now. What? And I had been outside. I had taught a lesson. Like I had skated, done all this stuff. And he's like, how much water have you had? And I was like, I'm on my 1st water bottle. And
yeah, it was full.
He's like,
it was 2:30 in the afternoon. It was full. It was super dry outside. And you were outside in the sun and you were on skates exercising. And you're like, why do I have a headache? And I'm like, that's called dehydration.
And he was right. There are just moments where like, I need a little helpful reminder. But
can I just like
bop me? No. Do not bop
I want to get like one of those air hammers and go burr.
Air hammers?
Yeah, remember like
oh, like the blow up hammer?
Yeah, like the ones that like just like it's like looks like a cartoon. You get it at a fair.
Maybe I'll get that for you for your birthday.
So I can that is going to be inappropriate for you because then you're just going to get bonked on the head all the
bonked. Bop or bonked?
No, you need the sock and boppers if you're going to get bopped. Whoopsh.
Those won't let me do that.
Heck no, I would never let you do that. Those are dangerous.
I'm dangerous.
I'm positive.
Dangerous, my middle name.
I'm positive that I will I will go bop once and you'll fly across the room.
That's actually happened
you'll go,
to me.
Woo!
That's happened to me with Bobby, my oldest brother.
Yeah, but he had the like ball thing, right?
Yeah,
like a medicine or not a medicine ball. Yes.
I don't remember if we each had a medicine ball. I think we did. And
it wouldn't be a medicine ball because those are weight.
Oh.
It's the like yoga, whatever. Swiss ball, yoga ball,
the
workout ball.
Yeah. And we each
blow up ball.
We each had one. And we ran. This was not a good idea at any point. And he was much bigger than me. I think I was probably like 14 at the time. And he's 8 years older than me and just much bigger in general. So we ran from each side of our garage toward each other and bounced off each other. And he stayed still and I flew across the garage.
There's got to be some physics to that. Like somebody who knows physics could be like, yeah, this is why.
Well, like inertia, but we were both moving. So
we don't need to try to answer the physics.
I'm
Leave
not
that to somebody.
So anyway, I flew across the garage and it was not fun because, again, just not smart. The side of the garage that I flew to had all the weights. It had like the weight rack. So I flew into, luckily, the bench, like caught my middle of my back. And so my head
So
hit
you
that.
scorpion. What?
Yeah, but good. I have a good arch, so it didn't hurt me.
It's like the one reel where it's hit your back on the
If you don't know what
stair.
he's talking about,
Or it's a bed, right?
it's a bedpost.
Wait, it's on a, they do it to a Dua Lipa song, right?
Oh man, what song do they put it to?
I don't remember. We'll
No,
have to
I've
find
heard it to like Staying Alive. I've heard it to a few.
That would be a good one. Oh, that's so funny. That's what I picture when you fly back.
100%. But Bobby, I've never seen. No, I have. There's been a few times where I get injured, and Bobby's the first one on the scene. And his face, his concerned face, is like, yeah, it's stuck in my head.
I feel like now, of most concern, it would go Derek, Brett, Bobby.
I think it would go Derek, Bobby, Brett.
I think Brett cares about you more.
I think so too, but I think he. Oh, that's sad. I think so too, but
Why is it sad?
I don't know. I feel like all my brothers should care about me equally.
They're all different people.
That's true.
You can't put that on them.
They, not they. Brett handles stress better.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that he wouldn't be more concerned for you.
I don't think he would show it at first. I think he would be like,
It depends if I'm there or not. If I'm there, he becomes the little brother that just laughs at you.
really?
If I'm not there, he's probably very sweet.
Yeah, he is sweet. He didn't used to be sweet.
He
He's
was always
now.
sweet deep down,
Deep down.
hiding it from everybody.
He was the kid that got like in trouble with every teacher retired after him, except I think one, like literally all through elementary school. And so it was like the curse of Brett that like they would retire after him. But he was always the one in trouble and yet the most helpful. Like that was always on all his report cards, was like he was super in trouble because he was always doing something that he wasn't supposed to be doing. But he was also always helping the teacher or someone. And that's like part of the reason why he was in trouble, because he wasn't supposed to be doing that.
Too smart for his own good.
Yeah.
Happens to the worst of us.
It does. That was a conversation recently too with your family.
About what?
I said you were too smart for your own good.
Oh, yeah.
And then his uncle was like, same. And it's true. Just the podcast, the Spotify Wrapped things came out today.
Mm-hmm.
And so everyone who's listened or watched the podcast, thank you. Getting like the wrap up on Spotify was very exciting because I've never had anything that actually did that. Like I don't put out music or anything.
That makes sense. It's special. I'm very thankful that everybody's here too. But like it wasn't directly as special to me because I've had the music out.
Yeah.
And that one's usually very lackluster.
Was it?
I mean, there was like, I don't know. I could look at it.
Can you compare it to last year if you had like more streams?
I probably have last year's somewhere in my phone.
That's always
I could probably find it.
It's like
It's 682 streams. That's
pretty good.
That's surprising.
That's something really interesting about having
Oh shoot! Last year I had 1,600 streams.
I remember it being a huge one.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But like having something that's out for a long period of time, like that music.
In 2021 I had 6,500 streams.
It was the pandemic.
And then this year I have 600.
That's still pretty good for not putting out anything new.
Yeah, I haven't done anything, so I'm not actually upset about it.
You should be
I'm
proud
kind
of
of
that.
surprised. Surprised that there's that many. I see that Apple gets like, I get like an email, like a little digest of what people are doing with my music every week.
Mm.
And I'm always kind of
How they're dancing to it?
No, I'm always just kind of like, oh God, it's going to be, usually I can guess it now. I'm like, well, let's see, let's guess. Like 2 plays this week. Oh, you got 3. Whoa,
Hey.
sweet. But there's always like 60 Shazams.
Really?
Yeah. It's because
From
of
what?
some of the samples that I've used.
Oh.
So sometimes it marks it wrong toward me.
Got it.
Or because my music's not playing like on, I don't know.
Unless
It might be
is.
playing on radio stations. But there's plenty of Shazams that get it to like me versus whatever. But
You
I don't
never
think,
know.
I don't know. It could honestly be playing because technically it's available.
And
it's,
it was in like 33 countries or something.
yeah, that was wild. It's 33 countries and it was on 75 playlists. I was like, 75 playlists? Who's putting me on a playlist? Sick.
That's awesome.
I don't know who you are, but sweet. Thank you.
It's like when something's out for a long time, like a lot of those songs that are probably the top played songs have been out for like,
For me?
for like 8 years.
Yeah, that's scary.
And that's crazy to think about. Like it's similar to me. It's similar to going back and like seeing how many views my first YouTube videos have. And it's like, oh my gosh. Like, because it's so long ago that part of you like forgets about it.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh yeah, it's just out there for people to consume. But you stop thinking about it at a certain point. I don't know what year that is, year 5, but it's like crazy to think that people are just finding it now.
I don't know that well, you stop thinking about people viewing that video?
Yeah.
That's what you're saying? I think the music is a little different, or at least the type of video that you make versus like other content.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if one of your vlogs like really hit different
Mm.
than the rest of them for like, and was getting like the 1 million views or whatever that your first tutorial has, I think it would resonate forever because like some of the songs that do best for me. Oh, actually, no, the Shazam thing, I'm wrong. The Shazam is off of Home. Like my song Home, which is fully unrelated to like I don't know
So
who's
someone's
playing it
playing
where. So
it.
it's playing somewhere and people are Shazamming it all the time. And I've
I
always
like
been
that
like,
song.
that one's a little weird, but I like it. It's the feeling is weird because when I wrote it, it's the whole thing. We don't need to go into it.
Oh, but
the-
can we?
No, because I don't have that's long ago that I don't know. It all feels old to me and it all feels like I'm not in the same place, which is cool because it's like a marker for where I was. But like, I don't resonate the same with how I wrote those songs, so they don't feel the same. But then they also feel weird. You know the like songs that you listen to in like, I don't know, when you were a teenager or like in middle school, and then you listen back now and you really haven't heard them in a long time. And you're like, ooh, still a good song. That makes me feel fine. Kind of weird. Brings weird emotions back that I haven't felt in a long time. That's kind of how. Yeah, and I'm like, I don't need that.
I mean, that's honestly how I feel about like my YouTube videos.
Sure, but well, I guess what I was trying to say is that like if you had something that was constantly showing you, or if you were looking at the analytics that were showing that video is constantly at the top of the list of your viewership, then I think you wouldn't forget about it. But you don't really look at your analytics or like numbers that much.
I just realized I should put the course link in that video because it is.
We definitely
remind
should
me
do that.
to do that, everyone.
Yeah, we should definitely do that. But yeah, so I think like, because with music for me, I haven't like not thought about those songs, but I also don't think about like people listening to it that much. Because also like, full transparency, I think over the 8 years that those have been out, I've made like $150.
Yeah.
Maybe. And that's like dreaming huge. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. I think the last payout was like $40. And that was like 2 or 3 years worth of people listening to it.
Do you have those songs like on a playlist on YouTube?
I think so. My account is set up to, when I release the songs, for them to also go to my YouTube channel. I'd have to look again.
So I wonder
I'm
if
pretty sure they are.
But
that gets the same dollar value that like you using one of my songs gets versus you getting ad dollars. So it's not the same as ad revenue. It's the same as like Spotify, which is like 250 plays gets you a penny.
That is so wild to
right.
me.
So I guess if you don't know, to put it into perspective, that 600 plays is on Spotify is literally 3 cents. So this year I made 3 pennies on Spotify.
I guess like YouTube ad revenue is not too far off from that actually, because
you get $1 for 1,000 plays.
on YouTube?
It's way different. But it's also different with your CPM. Your cost per million? Cost per, I don't know what the M is.
I looked it up a few weeks ago.
But like your CPM changes how much you get because it shows how much value.
Minute.
Okay, that makes more sense. So, which is weird though, because that doesn't translate the same to me. Because then because ours is like, was it like 12? It was like really high.
It was really high.
But we don't get a ton of views to make it really show the value. So I don't know. But I can say
that is very confusing to me.
Yeah, I can say that the music side, that basically like if it breaks what I pay, because I have to pay, I think I pay like $50 a year for it to stay on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
I think is what we pay. Maybe it's 40. But regardless, with the first year that it paid for the previous 3 years or 2 years, I was like, that's success.
I've made it.
That paid for itself. That was the, if I keep doing this, it will succeed. And well, obviously, when I haven't kept doing it, it's not succeeding.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, it truly is like if the saying, what is the saying? You'll never work a day in your life if you enjoy what you're doing, you'll never work a day in your life. Is that the saying?
Yeah, something like that.
So much work goes into so many different things, like content creation and all of that. I think people think is just like fun all the time. And it is fun, but it's like there's so much planning. There's so much conversation. There's so many meetings. There's so many like trying to figure out what the best course of action is and then actually getting the equipment to make it happen, buying the website things that you need to make it happen, actually spending the time and energy to film it and refilm it and voiceover things and create like everything. There's so much that goes into it. And I think that's overlooked by a lot of people, myself included, that I'm like, I didn't do anything today, but I did like 80 things, but it didn't feel like I accomplished anything because it's all the like little things that go into it. It's hard to remember that at the end when like it's been out now for 5 years and you're like, oh, that was easy. I should do that again. And it's like, no, that wasn't easy.
Yeah. There's also the like, you work on something for so long, you forget that it hasn't been shared with people.
Yeah.
Which I've definitely done that before with music. And I feel like most of the time that I've released stuff by myself, it's been like, I was so excited about it for so long. I've heard it so many times because you have to like make it the best you can. And then pick where like the, diminishing returns is and then be done with it and go, okay. And then you have to like figure out, okay, what does the album art look like? How are you going to promote it? When can you put it up? And unlike YouTube and unlike everything else with music, you can't just like release it and it's out to the world. You can if you do it on YouTube and if you just throw it on TikTok or Reels or whatever. But if you want it to be like an actual published release, everywhere that you post through it needs, I think it's like usually they say 7 to 10 business days. So like even if you're like, this is done, we're putting it out, it's good, and you are done, the earliest you can say is as soon as it's available. But then that means that Apple Music might be available tomorrow and Spotify might be available next week. And then all of the other platforms like YouTube might not get it for like a week and a half. And so you have to like pick a date that's like 10 days out or 2 weeks out to make sure that they all are okay with it and they're all ready for the release date. And then you can pick the time that it comes out.
Yeah.
So like most of the time you're sitting on this song that you were excited about and you were happy with and you were done with, and then you're ready to share it. And you have to wait literally 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Or at least a week before it can go anywhere. And then in that time is usually when like I would do any of the like promotional stuff that I would make, like the silly, like when we were doing it like with the bike or when I put myself in a closet and whatever. Yeah. Like that was fun and funny. But then it was like I post all of those videos over the course of like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then it's gone. And then I'm like, okay, well, what else do I do? Nothing. It's like I don't know. I could either keep shoving my music down your guys' faces or like being like, okay, I guess on to the next one because I can't.
It's such a hard balance to figure out.
It's hard to focus that much creativity into like making the marketing side and then being willing to like stop and spend like so much time trying to be creative again, like with music. Because music, at least for me, it's like a lot of times if I play with stuff like apps or whatever, I can write something pretty quick, but like to finish it, it's not like I can a video at all. It's like I need like at least a week probably to like dial it in. And because I haven't been writing as much, I for sure need like time to like, okay, this is what it sounds like here. Well, now I really have to go re-listen in like my car and stuff. And I really haven't mixed music where my desk is now. So I really don't know how it transfers.
Like the mindfulness stuff. That's all original music that you made.
Yeah.
But it's like a minute long or.
Yeah. And I guess I'm also a professional with audio. So like I understand what it's doing, and to a degree, it's simple enough. Yeah. And there's not so much happening that if I can hear what I want to be heard out of it on the speakers, I always check on like my phone too. But like I can hear it there and I can hear it on my phone. And then it's obviously on like my computer, like display monitor that's not great and whatever. So I'm like, okay, on bad, it's okay. On good, it's okay. You know, I don't need to go listen in the car because if you're listening to that in the car, I feel like we're doing something wrong.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't be doing mine. Well, if you're stopped. I used to do that actually before I went in to teach. I would do like mindfulness on my watch and like give myself a moment. Sometimes I would almost fall asleep, but I needed that like moment of stillness before I went into the skating rink.
I mean, I think that time is good for everybody every day. I do it in the morning before I do anything.
I failed to do it recently.
Well, it's like Duolingo. You do it at the end of the day, which is crazy.
I do really well at the end of the day for language.
Fine. That works. I'm glad that it works for you.
Beginning of the day, I don't. My brain is like moving too quick.
I usually try to pause that at the beginning of the day. That's why I do like stretching and mindfulness and stuff. That might be a fun one to talk about on here, like our like what our routines are.
Yeah, mine's changed a lot.
Yeah, and last time I had brought it up, my head went just kind of like you with doing stuff. I was like, it's not that much stuff. It's pretty simple. And one of our friends that I was telling looked at me and goes, "That's a lot of stuff you do in the morning." And I was like, I guess.
I didn't realize it until like yesterday. I messed myself up because I didn't do anything. I stayed in bed, like just hanging out in bed for far too long. And then we had a really long conversation while I was still in bed.
That was yesterday or 2 days ago?
It was yesterday.
Wow. What day are we on? We're on Wednesday? Good Lord. I don't even know anymore.
Is it? Yeah, it is Wednesday.
Yeah, I looked at my...
It's not Wednesday for everyone else.
Well, it's Wednesday when we record it.
Yes.
It'll be whatever day you listen to this. It might be a Thursday, it might be a Tuesday, it might be a Monday.
Who
it's
knows?
any of them that end in day.
What is time?
It is quantifiable.
All right. I am very happy with our now that this is our 21st episode. I'm very happy with how far we've gotten and not giving up when it gets rough. Like I said, we've recorded a lot more than 21 episodes it was all a learning experience of like how to even talk this long.
I think there's like 6 or 7 that we didn't use.
Yeah. And
before the first one.
Like most things, Taylor was fine. Taylor was right. But I was having a hard time talking just off the cuff for this long.
Oh, yeah.
That was hard for me. Now it's easier. I still ramble a lot.
That's fine. It's kind of the point.
All right. Thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it. And if you've been with us for the entire time, thank you so much. If you want to get early episodes and exclusives, please check out glitterandcatlitter.com.
Or the YouTube channel.
And join the membership on there. And yeah, anything else?
No, we'll see you on the next one.
Bye.